At AstraZeneca, we have a bold ambition that we've stated externally. One, it's to be carbon neutral by 2025 across our value chain. And secondly, it's about being carbon negative by 2030 across our value chain. And our sustainability strategy is underpinned by three pillars. The first is access to healthcare, the second is environment, and the third is ethics and transparency, how we operate across our value chain as an organization. And if we break it down to ESG specifically, starting from an environment perspective, it's really about net zero greenhouse gases. I think all of the members so far have talked about how we want to be more energy efficient, how we want to utilize renewable energy, and how we dispose, recycle, and operate as an organization. There's also a second point to the pharmaceutical industry is that sometimes we create life-changing medicines for patients, but at the same time, we know there could be negative impact on the planet. So we have to go back to the lab. We have to take science back to basics and understand how do we redevelop certain medicines to make them sustainable for the future. And respiratory inhalers is a really good example of that. Think about the millions of patients worldwide that have respiratory disease, are reliant on taking inhalers on a daily basis. But those inhalers have a negative impact on the planet. So at AstraZeneca, we're working to define the next generation of propellants within those inhalers so we can reduce that carbon impact on the globe. Also, thinking about the environment, it's really important to work with partners. It's not something that we can do alone or as an organization. And if we think we've got over 2,000 global collaborations with industry, academia, and biotech to look to redefine the way that we work environmentally across the organization. From a society perspective, it starts with the environment that we build for our employees, building an inclusive, diverse organization that people feel safe to speak up within the organization, and they can see that we're attracting, retaining, and developing the best talent in the industry. This year we had from our employee engagement survey that only 90% of our employees feel like we're creating an inclusive and diverse organization. Equal opportunities is paramount to what we do as a company. And over 70% of our organization here in Thailand is female. Over 50% of our senior executive team in Thailand is female. And that's primarily the responsibility that we have as an organization. We launched in 2022 one of 12 Anglo-Swedish affiliated companies a paternity leave pledge to make sure that no matter of your gender, you get that important time with your family when you start parenting. So within the first 6 months of birth, that paternity pledge gives 1 month of leave to the male parent in the organization. So it gives equal opportunities for parenting within the organization and at home. So it starts with targets and it starts with KPIs that we have across all of the value chain in the business. And those KPIs have to be quantified and they have to be clarified by independent structures externally. So independent committees that the board have set up to make sure that we are progressing and we're delivering on our promise to shareholders and our promise to society. When it comes down and you break it down very tangibly to what does it mean for AstraZeneca Thailand, for our business, we have targets on travel. We have targets around carbon emissions that we emit as an organization. And we also have targets around the impact that we make for healthcare. So we'll talk about later on the impact that we have on society, the programs that we run to improve non-communicable diseases in the country, the programs that we run to improve access and understanding to medicine. All of these elements have targets, they have KPIs, and they're quantified at every single part of our business and independently verified.